What's going on, trucking community? I want to talk today about hidden cost of unsuccessful trucking business. Let's say you bought a truck. You're looking to make money, or you're just thinking about buying a truck and becoming an owner-operator and making money. Here's a couple of things that I can share from my personal experience as an owner-operator, as well as right now working on the office end of the trucking. As an owner-operator, I made quite a few mistakes, obviously. This is how you learn. But now you don't have to make it. You can watch a lot of people on the YouTube probably saying the same thing, especially the people that kind of have their stuff together and to a degree are successful. There are obviously a lot of bad apples out there, so just pay attention, figure out who is who and who is worth listening and who is not. There is two interconnected reasons a lot of people don't make money are switching the companies and the cost of plates. That's also associated with switching the companies. Quite often we see when we review the applications, the drivers that switched 5, 6, or even more companies a year. And if you're one of those owner-operators who do that, it's all right. It can be done. Absolutely. You can do that and still be successful. However, you need to really consider one thing, and that one thing is having everything of your own, because otherwise 2 + 2 is 4. 2 - 2 is 0. So no matter how you spin it, if you don't have your stuff together, you cannot make any money. It's just not gonna happen. So what do you need to have together? You need a couple of things. First of all, you need to have your own plates and your own IFTA and your own fuel card. If you have those three things, the switching companies is way less forgiving to you, way less forgiving. Because let me give you just a ballpark example. So the plates we cost anywhere between $15 to $2,000, give or take, year to year. There are fees associated with the plates. Let's say sometimes the plate will cost $1,700, but there is a transfer fee that required or whatnot. Really depends on the company, on the state, and on the situation. So let's just use the ballpark number, $1,700. If you don't have your own plate, here's the problem that you're gonna run into. Every company you go to, you will acquire their plate. So you go work for that company, you acquire that plate, the cost of a plate that will be taken out of your settlements and deductions, again, let's say $1,700. You jumped through 5 companies. One thing that you really need to consider, those plates are still not yours. You're paying for using those plates, but you're not paying for your own plates. And this is why I encourage to get your own plates, because that will save you a ton of money at the end of a year. So $1,700. Let's say you jumped through 5 companies throughout the year. So 17 times 5 is it is $8,500. $8,500 in plates that you wasted. That's not a good business. This is there's no way you can make money by doing this. So now, if you get your own plate and you, let's say, jump from contract to contract, you're only looking for a very specific niche type of work, then absolutely it can probably be done, but there is nothing more effective in trucking than consistency. Consistency with a company that you work for, consistency with your work schedule. I can't even count how many guys I've seen that we join the company and we go out for 3-4 days, then we come back home and we stay home for a week and a half, then we go back again for 3-4-5 days and then come back, and then 2 weeks later after the second come back we say we don't make money and we go look for something else. But my question is, something else what? Something else that doesn't exist. And again, how do I know this? I probably done some of those mistakes myself. As a matter of fact, I have done those mistakes myself. Obviously, in my situation back then, the fuel card and the plates was always there, so I always had my own. So I never left a plate behind when was going from company to company. And yeah, that helped me out through the chaos that I personally created. However, in certain period of my trucking experience, I probably jumped a few companies too many in a very, very short period of time, and that did hurt me financially. I suggest to anyone listening a couple of things. First of all, do the research on the company that you're just about to join. Don't hope that something magical will happen, because that guy that you met at the truck stop who told you that this is a good company and that he's making a lot of money, all that is potentially true. However, if you don't, let's say you join that same company that you got such a good referral, if you don't work the exactly same way this other guy does, your experience with that company is going to be very, very, very difficult and different as well. This guy will continue making money through good times and bad times, and you will struggle until you move on to something else. And the only difference between those two situations are really going to be the work effort and understanding about the business. Again, we see that very, very often, and the most refreshing thing when I talk to the experienced owner operator, we never ask how much per mile is the company paying, or we never associate $2 per mile or whatever number we have in mind to their success. The experienced owner operators who are really experienced and successful already, we talk about different things. We talk about how the company handles certain situations, what kind of customers company has, how we operate all together, how we keep everyone busy, how we adapt to the ongoing challenges in transportation industry, and future plans or whatnot, you name it. This type of conversation is very, very refreshing, because at that point the individual understands that it's not $2 a mile that keeps anybody afloat. It's the whole picture. It's the whole situation. And let's even jump down that rabbit hole. Why not? That individual who, through bad times, pays attention to what's going on and works through those times with a company of their choice and through the situations until the better times, will be in a way better situation than the other individual who jumps the company in the face of every challenge, and at some point he just keeps on jumping from company to company to company until bad times passes and he arrives to the third, fourth, fifth company where he gets what he wants. But what that individual don't understand, that it didn't happen just because, oh, I finally found the right company. No, that happened because you spent all this time until things actually did change in transportation industry, and it just happened that by the time we changed, you were applying for a fifth company and here you are. But soon as the thing's gonna change again, you may say, you know what, it was a good company, but it's not the same anymore, and you're gonna continue jumping, while the other individual who actually understands the business will carry on through good, through bad, through ugly, through indifferent, having his eyes on the price, and that's the only thing that he cares about. So the outcome at the end of a year between these two individuals that I just mentioned as an examples are gonna be crazy different. And you know, that was also my experience. I've done some of those mistakes myself, and I really did not benefit from that. And just, you know, listen to experienced people, listen to what we gotta say, listen and understand the industry, understand other people. Don't only pay attention to what we make, pay attention how we do it. And don't forget, every driver, every owner operator likes to sugarcoat things. And a lot of times, even within the same company, people just tell each other stories, and somebody, because of those stories, can start feeling like we are being neglected or undervalued or whatnot. So anyway, if you are the guy who wants to take those riskier turns and explore more companies, more opportunities, more things, at least get your own stuff. The plates, again, the IFTA, the fuel card. Once you have those things, jumping the company is very minor thing. So it's not gonna really kill your business besides the loss of time and effort. But yeah, just do that, or figure out what you want to do. Find a company. Don't hope it's a company that you will like. Ask questions and listen to their answers. Because in my experience, and I know in driver community, everybody says all companies are there just to cheat and steal. No, it's not the case. It's not the case. And again, maybe I thought so too at some point, but the transportation industry proved me wrong, and I don't really think that anymore. There are probably some not so good companies, a few, but in general, the company has no beef in lying to you, because if I'm gonna tell you right now that we run $3 a mile all the time, all year round, 10,000 pounds, and we only run Lakeland to Laredo back to Lakeland, and that's all we do. And then obviously that sounds like a pretty good deal. So you would join the company, and then it would take you what? 1-2 dispatches to find out that I was full of crap. And then you would leave, and then the only thing that really happens in that case, if the company decides to lie, the company is actually losing money, because if a driver was promised something that he cannot get right now, he will leave. So I don't even see any reason to start running mouth and creating those problems to begin with, because as far as I understand, the cost of hiring a driver right now is probably a couple $1,000s. The cost of keeping driver annually through all the revolving doors and stuff is probably $20,000. So for a company, it's, in my opinion, is almost suicidal to start giving you fake stories and fake hopes. Anyway, be effective, make some money, happy trucking, and remember, Monday is the most important day of the week. You gotta get out on Monday. Take care, Super Truckers.